Testing.
Oh, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuck Rule Takes, episode 224. 224. One of my teachers in high school would have said that date has a lot of good juju to it because 2 plus 2 equals 4. So, episode 224, I forget his name. Sorry. But throwing this whole intro off, but it's episode 224. The gang is all here. Again, Patriots off season episodes are going to be coming out wild and crazy times, whether it's weekend, middle of the week, midweek, maybe a week and a half out. You're going to have to deal with it until the season starts, or at least until, the off season starts, the preseason. But like I said, gang's all here. I'm Mike. Liam's here. Al's here. Al is the one who did not get the glasses memo, if you are watching. Liam and I looking smart with the glasses. Al just looking like a plain Jane educator over there.
A man of actual sophistication doesn't have glasses on.
Well, see, I'm so sophisticated compared to the two of you that even with the glasses, you don't come to my level. Sorry to break it to you, but I had to.
Wow.
Someone has to give you the harsh dose of reality. Words are hard, so.
I,
Okay.
I see,
God
said the
damn.
blind man.
Shit. Yeah, he's clearly not blind because he doesn't have glasses. So I guess it all works out. But yes, this is Tuck Rule Takes. Thank you for listening again. As always, thank you to Couch Guy Sports and Sports Spider. Check out Couch Guy Sports. They're the ones who kind of got this entire podcast up and running. Another host on here by the name of Liam, not an educator, just a glasses wearer, has a Celtics podcast. The Rafters up on there as well. Celtics doing well, obviously going to the playoffs yet again in a bridge year or whatever, in a gap year, right? That's what Jalen Brown called it. 50 wins in a gap year. So props to the Celtics. Also check out Sports Spider. That is Spider with a Y. You can listen to it at the zoo, on the trail, wherever you are. Go to the NFL tab, go to the Patriots. We will be right there. If we're not there, you know what to do. Scroll down for a second and we will be right there. So again, thank you to Couch Guy Sports and Sports Spider. Guys, I wanted to start this episode off with the elephant in the room. I'm sure you guys have seen it like the last week. Congressman Tim Burchett said, he was talking to someone, I don't know really who or whatever it is, but he said, basically speaking about aliens, that if you knew the things that I knew, you'd be up all night worrying, that the country and the world would be on fire. On top of that, President Trump today, an hour before we even got on here, less, said that the objects flying over these sensitive sites throughout the country and the world, they're not foreign, as in they're not enemies of America and they're not American. So he doesn't know what they are. Matt Gaetz, former congressman, was on the Joe Rogan podcast and said that there's alien human breeding systems going on, in that the humans getting abducted aren't by aliens. They're from these monsters that we create when we breed humans and aliens. And then Bob Lazar, a name that you know if you like aliens, he's back. He's got a documentary on Amazon called S4. Go check it out. I just bought it. Gonna watch it tonight. Element 115 he's talking about, where it's an element you can't touch. It emits so much power that you literally physically cannot touch it. No other element can do that. Among other things, they're talking about underwater crafts as big as a football field, traveling 200 miles an hour. Obviously, that's not something that humans can make. So, like I said, I just wanted to get the temperature. How do you guys feel about the imminent alien invasion that's about to happen this year?
Before that, I have a question for you.
Of course.
Wow.
How many times did you rehearse that monologue before you made your way into the episode with that? Because that sounds very rehearsed. So I just want to say
did
bravo.
not. I have tabs up here, so I knew what just like points to hit because there's so much shit going on. Almost forgot Bob Lazar, the OG, the Couch Guy Sports of it all, if you will.
Just was on Rogue and I was listening to the podcast earlier.
I have it queued up as well. I was listening too. Yeah, he's talking. The question he asked that was terrifying was, what if all the information is bad, and what if like the people that are the things that are coming, they're not all like brothers coming to say hello to us? What if they're bad and we find out that we're not the top of the food chain? And then Joe Rogan brought up the the great question, which people always ask, is out of every animal, mammal, anything on this earth, humans are the only ones that really seem like they shouldn't be here. They can't adapt to the climate. They have to wear clothes. They have to modify where we live in order to live here. We destroy the environment. All these other animals don't do that. Every other animal can coexist. You see lions, giraffes, and hippos all at the same watering hole, not attacking each other. But yet humans are the ones that are attacking people because we are the ones who are actively trying to destroy everything else on the planet. So just a lot of crazy stuff. I just wanted to get your guys your temperature on it because I guess in May Trump has a kind of disclosure speech ready to go as well, along with a coin. I guess we're getting a coin too, a new alien coin that says like age of disclosure. You know, the truth is out there. It's on Twitter. It's like people are saying that this is what's going to happen. But again, just wanted to pose the question to you guys. How do you feel about all that?
First of all, Joe Rogan's point about the whole animal things, not exactly correct. Dolphins sexually assault each other. So like we're
Oh,
not the
that's fine. That's fine. I mean, they don't
yeah.
actively go out and try to murder every single animal like we do. That's the point. You know what I
No,
mean?
but yeah.
I get what
Eh,
you're saying. I get what you're saying.
yeah.
Every
Other
animal has
animals
a
do
sexual
terrible things to
drive.
each
Yeah.
other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um yeah, I mean, a lot to process.
Lots of process, right?
Lot
Told you
of
guys we're
talking
starting off
points.
weird.
Yeah, a lot of notes here. Um, if the aliens are bad, that would suck. That'd be really really shitty. And like I've seen enough movies and stuff like that. Like it never ends well. You know, the
Mhm.
movies they always save it in the end, but you're always by the time you get to the end of the movie, you're like, that wouldn't happen. Like,
No.
yeah, if they're invading and eating us, we're fucked. Do you guys ever watch the old Twilight Zone episodes?
I haven't, no.
A long, like years ago. Yeah, I watched a lot.
Yeah.
Not all of them, probably, but
They're really good, very thought provoking. And
mhm.
they have this one, it's called To Serve Man. And it's did you guys ever watch the old James Bond movies?
Mhm.
Back in the
Yeah,
day, yeah.
you know Jaws, who has the metal teeth, who bites everything. So the guy who plays Jaws plays the king alien in this movie, and he comes to Earth, and this alien race shows up and communicates with the president and says that, hey, we're from another planet and you guys on Earth are doing it wrong. You're going to destroy your planet. We're here to serve you and show you, like, you know, we're going to do anything we can to make this planet help. How can we help you? So the they go on trying to help Earth and whatnot, and the aliens also pose, hey, it's really great on our planet. Why don't you come back and see us? So they start taking groups of people back to their planet with them while they're trying to fix up Earth and whatnot. And the main character of the show is going through, and the big leader, Jaws, has a big book that he has. And somehow this guy gets his hands on the book, and the front of the book says to serve man. So he like goes through and he's reading it, and his family, he works for the government. His family is going off to the alien planet. He's going to join them. So they're getting on the ship right now as he's looking through the book, and as he's looking through it, he realizes to serve man. It's not like, oh, we're here to serve you. It's a cookbook. We're here to eat you. So he realizes
Mhm.
that as he's going through it, he sprints to the airport to go save his family, sees that they're boarding the ship. He yells to them, it's a cookbook. Don't get on the flight. The door shuts, the thing takes off, and then the alien kills everyone on Earth.
Yep.
So
Honestly, how it would probably go down. Something like that.
probably,
If we're
yeah,
being honest, it's not going to be something where they find out, like in Signs, where all the aliens are afraid of water and they splash them with water, or War of
yeah,
the Worlds, where they all get sick because of the atmosphere. No, no, no. They would just
yeah.
kill us. That's
They would
that's what they're
fucking kill
doing.
us.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
What's the
how
Tom Cruise one? There's a good Tom Cruise one.
that's War of the Worlds.
Oh,
That's
that's
War
War
of
of
the
the
Worlds.
Worlds.
Yep,
Okay. Yeah, that
yep.
one's nuts. Okay, yeah, yeah.
I
But yeah, I
I
don't know if
I
it happened.
figured
That would
you'd
suck.
be on the alien track. Al, how do you feel about the inevitable by the way alien invasion that's going to happen this year?
Listen, I'm just going to keep this short and brief. We're all going to be gone from this planet at some point. So whether it's
Soon.
aliens or, unfortunate circumstances, whatever, like, it is what it is. Like, let's just enjoy the time we have here, and that's it. That's it. Like, I
It,
have that's as much as I'm going with it.
boo. It's a good point. I will say, if they're doing it, I'd rather it be sooner rather than later because I have a wedding and I have to spend a ton of money and I'm like looking to buy a house and I also have to spend a ton of money. So if they could do that before I buy all that shit, it would be fantastic. Because if I
Yeah,
bought all that stuff and then they came and killed me, I'd be really angry that I just spent a ton of time
imagine.
doing this thing that like I'm either in my house for a little bit and then get eaten or like, a month before my wedding, they kill me after I've sent out all these fucking thank
Just
you
a waste of
letters and
time. You wasted
picked
them.
out flowers
Yeah.
that I don't give a fiddler's fuck about. So
Hmm.
yeah, like I just, for my sake, I hope it's timed reasonably well.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it will be, but hey, I hope that the alien invasion coincides with your spending habits, man. I hope it does. I
Would be
hope it
tight.
works
And
out
I
well for
always
you.
wonder, like, there's definitely places in the world you could hide. Like, they wouldn't be able to find everyone.
No, I'm sure not. They probably have something where they just like blow up the planet when they're done. I don't know.
Yeah, like
Um,
what's the most remote place you could think of, like that you think you could hide and survive? Like, don't
I
say
would
fucking
say
Antarctica.
I would say Antarctica, but that's
Because
where they are.
yeah, and you're not going to survive
So
in Antarctica either.
honestly, you probably just gotta dig a hole and just live down there.
No,
What about like
the
Something.
the Bermuda
forest.
Triangle? I mean, everyone gets missing anyway, so I'm sure there's people that
But
hide right
maybe
down
they're
there.
behind that too. I don't know.
Yeah, they
Shit.
could be. I was thinking like the forest of the Pacific Northwest, like really thick, goes on
Probably
for
somewhere like
miles and
hot or
miles.
humid, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or like yeah, something like that. The
I don't
Amazon
know.
rainforest.
Well, I don't know. They're gonna be listening to this and being like, "Oh, okay, so that's where you guys are gonna go, motherfuckers."
Mm.
So, but yeah, always.
As long as we
I'm
get the
always
viewers,
keeping.
I'll take it.
I'm always keeping tabs on the alien stuff. So as you can see, I got an alien tattoo here, and then I got one right here. So I'm always keeping tabs on that. So you guys will get the updates on that as they come. And yeah, well, with that, unless you guys have nothing else to add, we're gonna jump into some Patriots news. That cool?
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool.
You're a fucking
Um,
madman.
So I'm telling you, I'm all in on Aliens. I
Yeah.
have a book, I have a whole game planned out. It's crazy. It's great. I'm not gonna be able
God.
to do it because they're gonna kill me before I do. And oh,
Yeah.
really quick, before we leave this, so you guys know how I have this tattoo, right? The alien.
Hmm.
Do you
Yes.
think that
Why
when
would you
the
get that?
aliens, so this is my thing. Well, because it's a whole backstory. It's got a backwards E chain. So it's Eminem. He's been called an alien in rap. So it's an alien backwards E. And he's given the finger. So it's Eminem as an alien. Hell yeah.
You got an
That's
Eminem
funny.
tattoo, but it's an
Oh, dude,
alien.
yeah, yeah, you don't get it, man. You don't understand the culture. You don't understand aliens, man. I can't explain to you. What's
No, I
understood doesn't need
understand
to be
aliens,
said, and you
and
don't
I
understand
used
it.
to like Eminem as much as the next guy. I probably wouldn't get a permanent mark on my body that symbolizes
That's such a
Eminem.
crazy thing, a permanent mark. Who gives a shit? We're all gonna die this year anyway.
Yeah,
My
but like,
question though, so this tattoo, would they similar to like how like Asian people see a bunch of white people get like Asian markings on them? Would they see this as like, oh, you're like making fun of our culture or whatever, and they
Oh
kill
yeah,
me,
you'd be the first to
or
go.
would would they see it and be like, hell yeah, bro, come on up?
No, no,
Yeah, it'd be the
no.
former, right?
You'd be the first to go.
Yeah,
They would
that's
take it as an insult. They'd be like,
yep,
"We got to take this, geriatric
yep,
old,
yep.
old
This
guy
white boy, we gotta just kill him.
that shakes his fist angrily at the clouds, like
Yep.
he's done. Like we got to get rid of him."
I would be the one they'd make an example of. They'd be like, do not take our culture and try to, humanize it. No, no, no. Boom, dead. Turned into
Correct.
dust.
see, yeah, I think it would be like a public display kind of
Yep.
thing. Like you'd be
Yep. They would hang
strung
me
up
from a building.
in the
Yep.
yeah, in the center of town,
Yep.
harvest all your organs. They'd all be outside your body. Your skin would be flipped inside out,
Yep.
like something
You would
heinous.
somehow see me stretched across the entire sky.
Yeah.
Pause. And not in that kind of way.
Heyo.
So,
Hey,
Well,
all
yo.
hey,
right.
they might.
Maybe. Oh, and then you start talking about how do you have sex with aliens? Do you? Is it weird? Like,
Yeah,
what do you
and that's
do?
that's
I
also the
don't know.
thing. Yeah.
That's crazy. But see, okay, I gotta jump off because we can talk about this forever. Hard Knocks. We'll start with kind of like an easy one. Got announced, whatever, earlier this week that the Seattle Seahawks are going to be the 2026 team in the Hard Knocks. It's still HBO, right?
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm
Yeah,
wrong.
for
Okay,
sure.
and then
I
next
thought the
year,
rule was it can't be a playoff team.
no,
What's
that
going on here?
they changed it now because it's been so bad. So now it's just whatever team they can get.
I
And
always liked Hard Knocks.
the 2027 team is going to be the New England Patriots. So just wanted your guys' kind of quick thought on it. This clearly is not your grandfather's Patriots, obviously, because the Bill Belichick team would never let them go on Hard Knocks. But Vrabel, we know he's cooler, he's looser, he's the cool teacher. I kind of like it. It's kind of like The Forged in Foxborough, just with HBO production. What's your guys' thoughts on it?
I think it's actually cool considering you have a head coach that's likable and a group
Hmm.
of players that's likable. So it'll actually make for a good product. Like, could you imagine the like late Belichick, like late Brady, like the 2019.
Nope.
Like, I mean, that one, let me rephrase. That one would probably be good because it would have led to obviously the departure of Brady. So that would have been good. But like, I could just imagine like 2017, like it's not
Hmm.
great, like you see a little bit and it's like, I don't know. It's just, it doesn't feel like it would be that great. But now you got Mike Vrabel, Drake May, you got the silent leader in Christian Gonzalez. You got some other guys, Milton Williams. Last year when you had Stephon Diggs, it would have been good.
Hmm.
So there would have
Mac
been some good
Hollins.
Mac Hollins, yep. But I think that in 2027, you're going to get to see some cool stuff that we haven't ever gotten to see before as Patriots fans. So I'm excited for it.
Hmm. Liam, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, Al, I bet that would suck if they did Hard Knocks in the midst of all those Super Bowl seasons.
It
Yeah,
would
that'd
it
be
would
No,
because
it would have.
it
I'm
would
with
stupid.
Al. It would have.
it would have because
No,
Belichick would have, yes, because Belichick would have been like, oh, you can't put this out. You
Hmm.
have to take the 2 minute conversation about punt returners and how the ball is going to get shifted to the
Bill would not
left
let his punt coverage get
during
out there. Absolutely not.
See?
like exactly. So if we can't even get that, what would be on there?
Hmm.
I don't
Enlighten
know. The
us. Enlighten
players, the
us.
personalities, it would be mostly player
What
centric.
personalities? They didn't have personalities under Belichick. Don't forget
Gronk,
that.
Edelman.
Gronk
Yeah,
was
we
the only
did.
one.
Gronk, Edelman, all of these people were characters.
It wouldn't be enough for a whole
Amendola.
series, that's all. Because you
eh,
wouldn't really get any coach stuff. Brady is dry. Brady is not entertaining.
Matthew Slater being
Not
Matthew
entertaining, if we're being
Slater and
honest.
Tom Brady both being like the moral high ground, and everyone else is just kind of buffoons. Like,
Yeah, that's a fun
no, it
series to
would have
have
been
two
fun.
moral high ground
Stephen
characters.
Ridley, who posts on his Instagram videos of him shooting and hanging ducks off his truck and
Oh
gets in
yeah.
trouble.
Again,
No,
Like,
would
come
it
they
never would
have
have
on.
shown
happened.
that?
No.
No, they wouldn't have.
He
That's
put
Chandler
he put it on
Jones
his
going to the
Instagram
police
live.
station.
He put
Chandler
it on
Jones would have been
Instagram
a good one.
Live. Yeah, Chandler Jones. I think you guys are sullied and you're really happy with what we got going on now and you're beating down the old side, which is I find completely disingenuous because you guys are as enthralled in it as everyone
No
else
one's
knows what
beating it
is
down.
going
We're just
on.
saying that
You are.
Vrabel and Drake May are much more entertaining than Bill
And
Belichick, the curmudgeon, and
I
Brady, the
I'd
clone.
rather not
yep.
have the hard knocks. Like it's going to be fun.
I
I'm going
get,
to
I
watch
get
it. Like
that.
don't
I
get it
get that.
twisted. But I don't want it. Like Well, the Bears had hard knocks, they were dog shit. The Bills had hard knocks, they were dog shit. Like it's not super conducive to winning football. If you go through the history of recent hard knocks teams, they're never really that good. It's an unnecessary distraction in the most important part of the year.
Mhm.
The Falcons had it a couple years ago. Dog shit. Like it's not really a good thing.
A
And
lot of teams fire their coaches after too, which
yeah, which
is
is not a good sign. We
crazy.
don't want that to happen. But
No,
yeah, I don't know. Like it'll be fun. Don't get me wrong. I watched every one. I watched the Bills. I fucking hate the Bills, but I still watch it just for like something to watch while I'm at the gym. But
they're
like
fun. Yeah, they're good.
yeah, it's something. But and some are obviously better than others. But if I was a head coach, I wouldn't want fucking hard knocks either. I would rather the Bill Belichick approach of I will give you absolutely fucking nothing. I want everyone else in the league to be mysticized by my team because they have no idea what goes on inside the walls, but we keep fucking winning and everyone wants to know the secret. I want that same mysticism. When you sign a player from my team, they go, so what the fuck are you guys doing over there? Like, how did they do that compared to us? Like, I want that mysticism. Don't want them to look at Hard Knocks and be like, oh, okay, so it's Mike Vrabel. He bashed his head against the wall 3 times, fires the crowd up. They all go out there and they play football. Like, no, like I don't want any of the secrets, tricks of the trade to come out. Maybe I'm old school. Maybe I'm too old school or set in my ways or blinded by the constant winning that we had under an old regime that worked and was fun. Suck a dick. But like,
Suck a dick. I think what it is, dude, I think it's both. I think you are
Yep.
stuck in your ways, but also I don't think that Vrabel still has that little bit of Belichick in him. He's not going to give away any secrets or anything.
No, I
We're,
know he's
we're
not giving away
we're
secrets.
talking
I don't want
strictly
giving away anything.
just entertainment value.
I
Vrabel
agree.
will have more things set up or just more things throughout the year that are entertaining than fucking snotty Bill Belichick. And again, I love Bill Belichick. He is on the Mount
Belichick had Vince
Rushmore.
Wilfork returning punts for people to get out of practice early.
That
That's
doesn't
fun and entertaining.
Yes, that's one thing he did in 20
Yes.
years. You
Yep.
could probably pick maybe a
I can
handful of
pick a
things
handful of stuff. Yeah.
that he would let us see. That's what I'm saying. Vrabel doesn't care because I think in Vrabel's eyes, you can know what we're doing. We're going to beat the shit out of you anyways, which is how they built their team this offseason, by the way. We're like, you probably know what's coming and we're going to run it down your throat. So I get what you're saying, but I mean, I know I'll still watch it. The way I see it, this is just going to be like Forged in Foxborough, just with a little bit more of like a macro view, where it's more, week to week, like
Hopefully
game
less about,
wise
like the
type.
charity work.
Yeah, that was
Charity
weird, but I
school and
think I
all.
think they had to with carrying the canoe, they had to fill time. So I still haven't watched the final Forged in Foxborough because Super Bowl PTSD. I can't watch it. I don't want to know. I haven't watched it. So
Spoiler, they lose the Super Bowl.
I know this. So overall though, where are we at? Thumbs up. Are we going to be watching Hard Knocks in
Yeah,
two
of
years?
Yep.
Where by the way, it's not going to matter because we're all going to be dead. But just in case we're
Good
alive,
point.
the few people that find out where to go, maybe we go to the rainforest. I don't know. Maybe we can watch it. But then again, we wouldn't because there'd be no Patriots. So that would suck.
Yeah.
All right, next thing. Let's actually move into some more football related stuff. The Patriots and Eagles simply cannot get enough of each other this offseason. Whether it's the reporters and media talking about them, whether it's them talking about each other, whether it's them talking about players, and now whether it's the Patriots and the Eagles having joint practices this preseason. I found that interesting because I just think that it goes to show that the line of communication has been open and is still open between these two teams. And it seems like a team, Nick Sirianni, the head coach, Howie Roseman, the GM, they seem like a team that would want to have joint practices with you if, say, they kind of traded a player to you earlier in the year or something like that, just to kind of be like, they kind of have that like asshole in them where they want to be like, yeah, but we're going to shut down whatever player we happen to send to you. I don't know what player it could be. How'd you guys feel about that? You guys excited? I know joint practices are cool for the people that go there. And you kind of get some good reports coming out of it because it is, real players going against real opposing players. It's not just like, team A, team B of the same team. But yeah, just kind of thoughts about the Patriots Eagles joint practices this offseason.
I wonder why would Nick Sirianni and Mike Vrabel want to have joint practices? Why, oh why would the
Weird.
Philadelphia Eagles and the New England Patriots have joint practices this offseason specifically? I wonder why. I can't figure it out. If only I could just kind of think of it. It's on the tip of my tongue. I don't know what it is. Liam, help me. What is it? Because I don't know.
Dude, Liam is against this, even though I'm going to bring a preponderance of
It's
evidence
no,
that
but
should change his
before
mind.
but before you even go against this, Liam, why would you be against this? This is a win-win for you because
It is.
The Patriots and the Eagles, your two favorite teams, Eagles 1, Patriots 2, obviously, are going against each other. So if they're going against each other, then guess what? If AJ Brown's still an Eagle, then it's still cool. And then if AJ Brown somehow gets traded to the Patriots, then it makes an even better storyline. And you still have your love for the Eagles. So you should not be opposed to this at all. I'm just going to throw that out there right now.
So the Patriots and the Eagles have done joint practices in 2011, 12, 13, 16, 19, and now. So, assumably now. So,
So not for 7 years. Okay.
okay.
They did it
But,
in 22, I believe, too, or 23. They did it recently.
oh, is
too.
it
I
22?
think
So this must be an older
one
list.
year,
Okay.
1 year more. I think it was the year before. So I think it was 23 because it was the year after is when the Patriots got Milton Williams or something like that, 2 years before or something. But either way, still though, they have done it, a fair amount of times. So proceed, sir.
So this isn't news. This happens quite often. It's
Mhm.
just kind of a matchup that seems to come about in the preseason. They play each other very often in the
Mhm.
preseason.
Yep.
Just kind of always made sense. And I
There's always
think
there's always
that's it.
communication. There's always talk between the teams, probably, right?
Yeah. And I understand you guys are looking at this
Yeah.
through the lens of this means we're getting AJ Brown. But, you know, that's not always the case. I would say,
Mhm.
let me tell you this quick story. So, um,
The glasses are coming
Pre
off. Up, they're going back on.
Yeah, just for a second. President Richard Nixon got impeached, or he was forced out. He was forced to resign. They were threatening to impeach him. And shortly after he was impeached, he was driving around San Clemente, wallowing in his own sorrows when he saw a car accident on the side of the road. So he pulls over and runs up to the guy who got in the accident. His car had flipped over on top of him. So this guy's laying there on the ground. Richard Nixon comes up to him and says, "Don't worry, you're going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay." And just as he says that, the guy dies. And now, if you think about it from his point of view, he's laying there, a car's on top of him, he can feel himself dying, and all of a sudden, former disgraced President Richard Nixon appears and tells him that everything's going to be all right. And then he
Crazy.
dies. From his point of view, he's probably thinking that right before everyone dies, Richard Nixon appears and tells you that it's going to be okay. And from Richard Nixon's perspective, he just saw a guy on the side of the road who needed a calm hand and some enthusiasm. So he went to offer that. And the point of the story is to tell you that there's multiple sides to every perspective here. So while you
Mhm.
guys are saying that the Patriots are having a joint practice because of AJ Brown, I think the Patriots are probably thinking we're having a joint practice with the team that won the Super Bowl 2 years ago, and the Eagles are thinking we're having a joint practice with a team that went to the Super Bowl last year. It's going to be super competitive. It's going to be really good for our
Mhm.
players. So I think this
Yeah,
is nothing.
for sure. For sure. Could be nothing. Definitely could be nothing. I just think I always think it's funny when teams who have either traded players are involved in trade talks or whatever happen to play again because obviously Milton Williams was on the Eagles. So it's going to be fun, just not even talking about AJ Brown. It's going to be fun to see Milton Williams going against his, former team, trying to get Jalen Hurts and
It is.
everything. Jalen Hurts, who, by the way, is a little pissed off with the Eagles because the Eagles
He's not pissed off with the
they should
Eagles.
all be upset with that offense because that offense is trash. They need to figure it out.
Really
It's very
pretty
bad.
good.
They are not good, and Jalen Hurts is not a great
Top 10
quarterback.
offense last year seems pretty
Um,
good to me.
yeah, that's no. Look at the actual games, good sir. They're
Top
not
10
they're not a great
statistically
offense.
in
Yeah,
offense.
yeah. Stats. So stats mean everything now.
No,
Get out of here. Get
no,
out of here.
no.
The
In this
aliens are taking us
circumstance, they
anyway. It
do.
doesn't matter.
They do.
But AJ Brown to kind of segue into some other stuff. Liam, I don't know if you've seen a lot of the AJ Brown adjacent news. Al, I'm sure that you have. The big thing, it was what not the owners meetings, but that's basically what it was, right, Al? That just happened.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. So Howie Roseman, Nick Sirianni, and Elliot Wolf all said in no different terms, AJ Brown is an Eagle right now. That was the talking point from all three of those gentlemen who are kind of important because you have the two GMs for the teams and then you have Nick Sirianni too. Nick Sirianni, he's an Eagle. He's not one time did anybody in the Eagles organization quell or squash the rumors of we're shopping AJ Brown. They had a chance to say it. No one did. They said AJ Brown is under contract. And I think Vrabel said, he's under contract with the Eagles. And then he, waxed poetically about him because he does really like him, obviously. Also came out that the Rams backed out of any sort of trade with the Eagles because the Eagles told them that they were going to deal AJ Brown after June 1st. So that's another thing. So all these teams are now moving on. And if we're waiting for a time, it's going to be after June 1st, like we said. There was also a Titans reporter, Easton Freeze, who came out, and I quote what he said leaving those meetings. He said, "One thing I'll be leaving the owners' meetings way too sure of, AJ Brown will wear a Patriots jersey this fall." The Athletic tweeted out a report that said everyone they've talked to, the word around the league, all the anonymous GMs and team personnel they talk to, they all say that AJ Brown will be wearing a New England Patriots jersey this season. Also came out yesterday that the Patriots are not willing to give up a first, that they are and this was Greg Bedard. I don't like him, but he still does have some sort of sources, and this does jive with a lot of what's going on right now. The Patriots are not going to give up a first round pick next year. It is a second round pick and then some, which would make sense because if they wait till after June 1st, the Eagles, they have no more leverage to get a first round pick if they do plan on moving on from him. My question to you guys, and Al, I'm happy that Liam dipped out real quick because this is you're an AJ Brown believer, and I think you're a believer more so after the news that came out this week. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that all the stuff that I just said, and maybe if I missed some things, you can fill me in.
Mhm.
I have to ask you, Al, is AJ Brown going to be a New England Patriot for the 2026 season after
It's
June 1st?
it's hard to not think that. Because again, look at all the factors coming into play. The Eagles and AJ Brown have had this kind of weird dynamic, this weird relationship. I mean, he's like reading books on the sidelines, looking uninterested. I don't know if there was the report, Mike, you might have mentioned it. There was a lot you mentioned there, so if you did hit on this, I apologize. But
Sorry, I was trying to get it all out. So let me
no,
just talk
you're
about it.
good.
My
You're
bad.
good. No, you're good. But like Jalen Hurts is like supposedly, having a say in this offense, which again, like is fine. Like he's a Super Bowl winning
He
quarterback.
should.
I mean, I was just about to say he should have a say. So relax over there, Tiger. Okay.
Well, just
Liam's like, don't
the
you say
tone,
anything bad about Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
the way you said it. You're
Okay.
like,
That
Jalen
don't
Hurts wants
hey,
a fucking
hey,
say in this
hey,
offense.
hey, don't assume it makes an ass
Horrible
out of you and
quarterback.
me.
I'm just saying, your tone conveyed a certain feeling you had about this.
I don't know if an average quarterback should have such a big say, but I guess he does.
But
So
anyways,
I'll proceed. I'm sorry.
Yes. Anyways, so here's the point. So you have that going on. You have the fact that if they get rid of AJ Brown, they get rid of some of that money. Now, yes, the dead cap is obviously better after June 1st. We get that. But also, again, you have Devonta Smith. They've added some other pieces. I think Elijah Moore didn't they add, if I'm not mistaken,
Yep.
right?
AJ Brown's friend, which everybody was like, oh.
And I think they also added another receiver. Didn't they add Hollywood Brown too or something like that? They added another receiver. So
Hollywood.
So to me, they're adding pieces because I think they know that deep down they want to get rid of AJ Brown. But they're not going to get a first round pick. They're just not. So if you're the Eagles, you have to be okay with the fact that if you are going to get rid of this player, which I think they're going to, you're not going to get a first round pick. You're just not. Patriots are going to offer a second. It's a good trade. The Patriots have a need for a number one receiver. So at this point, it's like everything's aligning. And again, everyone's saying the same thing. AJ Brown's going to be a Patriot. AJ Brown's going to be a Patriot. People believe he's going to be a Patriot. He's going to be a Patriot in the fall. And it's the Athletic. It's multiple big time sources and publications that are saying this.
From
So
both teams.
right. So if everybody is on the same page, then either this trade's happening or everybody it will now be discredited after this because it was just the biggest crock that there was. But I see it as the first way. I think AJ Brown ends up here. I'm hoping the Patriots can get it done, but I just hope they don't put their foot in their mouth and they don't get in their own way. That's my only worry.
Liam, buddy. First of all, Jalen Hurts, great guy. Just wanted to say it. I have no issue with him. I just hate Philadelphia, trash city, trash town, everything. Great show, horrible team. So, I just, yeah, Nick Foles. It's still crazy to me that you're an Eagles and Patriots fan. It's like such a crazy dynamic. But
Eagles first, too.
what that's why I said it first. Yep. But what I did want to ask you, I know that you probably still, and you can answer both of these. I know you probably still don't think that AJ Brown is going to get traded. Like take all the how we have fun and we pod and we're saying all this stuff. But realistically speaking, I want to know if you still think that AJ Brown isn't going to get traded. And I also wanted to ask, I want to ask both of you this. Have we ever seen something like this before with a player in a team where it seems like it's the worst kept secret where every single reporter, everybody who is plugged in to varying different degrees is saying, yeah, we expect it to happen, but it just can't happen because of the salary cap, because of the dead money, and because of everything. I feel like we've never seen something with this much smoke. Like we saw the DeAndre Hopkins come into New England and then the betting odds, and that means shit to me because betting odds are just they fluctuate depending on what they think they can make money with. But it seems like every reporter, even Adam Schefter, is saying that if something is going to happen, he's retweeting reports saying that it's going to happen after June 1st. The Patriots are the only team. The Rams were involved. The Rams confirmed they were involved. So the Eagles are clearly trying to shop him. So that's my thing. Like I feel like we've never seen anything like this before. But other than that, Liam, I did still want to ask you, have you moved off your stance that AJ Brown is not going to be a Patriot this season? Damn. Really? Why? Just
Dude,
wondering.
first of all, just I wanted to talk about your former point. I think we have seen this probably many, many times with the whole like worst kept secret thing. Like maybe not specifically for cap reasons. I'm sure if I dug deep enough, I'm sure I could find one. But
Yeah,
like,
just generally.
remember Odell Beckham on the Browns when like his dad comes out and he's like, "Get rid of this, get Odell off this fucking team." And like there were all those rumors about the rift between Baker and OBJ and about how OBJ hates Cleveland and he wants out, and he was still on the team for like another year after that, and then he was eventually gone. Like I think we've seen stuff like that before, but
But see, my thing with that though, that was yeah, there's a rift. There's a rift. They're battling each other, whatever. This is a deal is going to get done after June 1st. Like
yeah,
it seems so much more definitive than like
yeah,
anything else. That's what I meant by it. Because
yeah,
obviously there's times where it's like, yeah, like receiver X, like Stephon Diggs hates Josh Allen. He's probably going to leave the Bills. And it happened in
yeah.
like a season after. Yeah.
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 Okay. Yeah. No, I guess now I'm kind of curious. Maybe I'll go see if I can try and find it. But offhand, no, I can't think
Mhm.
of anything in that circumstance. But no, I haven't changed my stance on AJ Brown because there's absolutely no reason, no benefit that the Eagles stand to get rid of him if what Al's saying is true that they're not getting a first round pick. If they're not getting the desired package they want for AJ Brown, they have him under contract. We have the money. Just fucking pay the guy, or like just keep the guy. We got Hollywood Brown, we got Elijah Moore.
We.
Boo fuckity who. Those are not like number one wide receiver. No one's super jazzed up about Elijah Moore. I actually very much like him. I think he's a super solid receiver. You know, he was on the Bills. Wide receiver hell. Nobody wants to be on the Bills. So now he's free from that. He'll probably be a lot better than he was there and in Cleveland. Hollywood Brown, I still like him. Super productive. Had a few moments with the Chiefs. Was pretty damn good on the Cardinals. They're fine, but they're not replacements for AJ Brown. I just see no benefit to the Eagles doing it unless Howie gets his way. And if he does, then AJ Brown's absolutely gone. If Howie gets his way, every fucking player is gone. Howie has a price for every single Eagles player. Anyone's tradable. Nothing escapes that dude. He's all over it. Everyone can be traded for anyone at any time. So I'm sure AJ Brown, there is the possibility he gets traded, but it has to absolutely be worth the Eagles' while, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be. And if that's the case, why would you just let this dude walk out the door?
I think because everybody is talking about this 2027 draft, like it's going to be this home run slam dunk of a big draft. So I think you mentioned if Howie's not getting a first round pick for AJ Brown, on the surface, I would understand that. And I'd be like, yeah, then why would he trade him? But if you can get a second round pick in this tremendous draft, and then as we know, Howie Roseman is very good at what he does, maybe he can somehow move up into the end of the first round with these picks or whatever. Like, I think if he's getting 2027 draft picks, even if it's a second instead of a first, a fourth instead of a third, that's more cosmetically, appeasing or appealing than getting like a first rounder this year that's really just a 31st, which is really your second round pick. You know what I mean? So I just, and
Yeah.
again, like we're all talking, like we're all just
Yes.
assuming because we
Of
don't
course.
know how
And
he
that's
feels.
exactly my point. I don't want to speak indefinites. Like, I know AJ Brown's not getting traded. I, myself, Liam McDade, standing here of sound mind and clear body and sound mind. One of the
That's
two.
whatever.
Doesn't matter. At 6:53 p.m. on April 3rd, don't think AJ Brown's going to get traded. Now, because I think on the surface it wouldn't make sense for the Eagles, but certainly Howie Roseman, standing in his palatial estate that he very much deserves in Philadelphia, may have a plan that it's like, all right, we're going to trade AJ, we'll get a second round pick back, we'll flip 6 second round picks and 2 first round picks for Justin Jefferson, and then we're golden. Like, who knows? He could fucking have anything in the works. He could be like, all right, and then we're going to trade that pick and we're going to move up to like the fifth overall pick. We're going to take this wide receiver. Who knows? But I'm not really buying the draft stuff because it's impossible. Guessing what player's going to be drafted by which team is harder than guessing a completely correct March Madness bracket. Like, you have no fucking idea where players are going to go, how the board's going to shake out, and what teams think a guy's really good, and what teams look at a guy and go, the tape's really good, but he's actually not that good. He's the next Jamarcus Russell or whatever it is. So maybe Howie's looking at somebody in the draft and is like, yep, that's our replacement for AJ Brown. But I wouldn't bet on it.
So
I wouldn't
my
bet on it.
But my thing with him is if you look at it from the Eagles sense, and this is the only reason I could see why they might want to move on from him. They have Devontae Smith, so that's obviously a weapon. Like the offense still
Done.
has
Number
names
one.
on there, even if like I don't think that they're that like they have like some cogs in the wheels that aren't moving.
The
But
best tight end, the best quarterback, the best
they have a
offensive
great
line.
running back. They have a great offensive line still. Like it's still a good offense. It's just they got to kind of like get a little better. But AJ Brown, if you're looking at it from the Eagles side, and I'm going to kind of poke holes in it from a Patriots side, why you would want him. It's a 29-year-old receiver. He clearly doesn't really want to be there, but he also
That's
has
not the
quote.
case.
There's more. He has quote unquote bad knees. So if you can get a receiver like a Denzel Boston or like someone else to, like you said, kind of start to go into his role, you have to keep doing that. And if you lose AJ Brown, does Howie Roseman think that he can still supplement this offense? Maybe not the pure production, but still get some sort of a weapon there to take the place of AJ Brown. And I think he could if he got a Denzel Boston, if they got an Omar Cooper, and we're talking about now draft picks for this year. Like he could get people that if he got a I can't Kenyon Sadiq, if he got that tight end, which I know they have Dallas Goddard, but like still great offensive weapon. So like there's a lot of things. So it's like, listen, if you want to trade him next year, sure, because you're probably going to want to trade AJ Brown before the contract's up and he just walks, because that's good business to get rid of someone and get something for him. Why wait another year to trade him? What if his knees blow out this year? So like there are still some reasons why the Eagles would want to trade him. On the surface, it's like, why are you trading one of the top 8 receivers in the league? But there are reasons why, and the offense is talented enough. They could be talented enough going into the year where they can make up for him being gone. So I do just think that there are reasons that the Eagles could want to do it. Do it before he starts to get older. You want to trade a 30-year-old receiver? You're not getting anything more than a third round pick, in my eyes. That's how I would think. But and again, we don't know, but I'm just trying to lay out the plan that the Eagles do have a reason to trade him if you look at it from that aspect. And Al, I'm sorry, I know if you wanted to respond to Liam at all, I kind of wanted to just get that out. I realized I was talking over you, my bad. But did you have any kind of response to Liam's, buffoonery?
No, I mean, we expect that of Liam. We love him. Sometimes we question his takes, but we still love him regardless.
No
Um,
reason to question my takes.
eh. Well, here's the thing, right? Again, if it's bad about the Eagles, he'll never say anything bad, and we accept that and
It's
we
not the case.
understand
I'm
that,
very, very, very critical.
Mike.
I I will be the first one to
Some
say that
Switzerland in this.
I despise DeMarco Murray and Kiko Alonso and Nnamdi Asomugha. I'm very critical. I wish
Namdi
all sorts
Asamoah.
of
Yeah,
bad
okay, I get
things
that.
upon them. The amount of cancer I have wished on all those guys over the years, I'm very, very critical. So let's not say that it's all rose-colored glasses here.
Uh, it at times it is, but that's okay. Again, it's okay. So again, if they get AJ Brown, which I think at this point all the signs are pointing to him, great. If not, let's just move on from this and just move into the 2026 season because at this point it's nauseating, it's ridiculous. I wish that they would just move the date up to like even just May 1st. Like just move it up a little bit. Get it done either way and then let's move on. Because by the way,
Mhm.
isn't the draft coming up in 3 weeks? Something like
April
that?
23rd, baby.
Yeah,
Yep.
literally less than 3 weeks away.
I can't
And
wait.
and I like talking about the AJ Brown stuff. Don't get me wrong, but it gets to a point where it's just, all right, like let's have something happen already. Just make it happen one way or the other.
Yeah. That's kind of how I feel too.
It'll be a big fat nothing.
It very well could be, but I just think in this case there's too much smoke for there not to be fire. And I think this is kind of a rhetorical question, but Liam, you would be happy if the Patriots traded for AJ Brown, right?
If he's going to go anywhere, I'd like it to be the Patriots.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's kind of what I figured. So, you will be happy June 2nd. I'm telling you. I'm telling
I'm
you
going to
right
be happy
now.
regardless. It's
I
a
know, I
windfall
know.
for me. So, but like in the grand scheme of things, like he should stay on the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, technically you should, but I just don't think he will. But again, we'll see. This is not going to end. We're getting
It's
reports and
crazy how bad you
non-reports
want a guy
daily.
with quote unquote bad knees.
Well, see, that's why I said I'm going to end up poking holes in the Patriots side because, like, from the Eagles side, maybe that's how they look at it. The bad knees clearly hasn't, hampered his production. He's still
Yeah,
great.
no,
So,
it's looks
yeah.
pretty fucking healthy the
But yet,
last
that's what
ever.
people will keep bringing up, and then the same sentence
Yeah.
they'll, be like, "Oh yeah, but we want him." Like, I don't care. I don't care. Fuck his knees. Bring him here. All we need him for is like 2 or 3 years. That's all it is. But yeah, so we'll obviously monitor that, just like I'm monitoring the alien situation. We'll bring that up every week, and we'll be talking about it next week, I'm sure. A player that is on the Patriots, though, that I think we just have to touch on real quick. Christian Gonzalez, a lot of shit stirring, I guess, by a lot of reporters, talk show hosts, and stuff, questioning: Are the Patriots going to sign Christian Gonzalez? Blah blah blah. X, Y, and Z. Are they going to trade him? Are they going to do whatever? I am as even more so than the Patriots getting AJ Brown. I'm very very solidified in my stance that the Patriots are going to sign Christian Gonzalez, but they did pick up his 5th-year option, which is worth $18.1 million. Who just got signed? Was it not Devin Witherspoon? Who just got signed after they picked up their 5th-year option? Who was it? Someone just got signed. Jackson Smith and Jigba. The
Yep.
Seahawks picked up his 5th-year option and then they signed him like a week later or so. So this doesn't mean that Gonzalez isn't getting signed. If anything, this is a sign towards he is going to be on the team for years to come. I guess just kind of asking you guys, like, are you guys obviously you're happy that the Patriots picked up the option, but has your confidence wavered at all with the Patriots potentially signing or not re-signing Christian Gonzalez at all, this whole situation?
Not even 1%. Like they're going to get this done. They realize that they would look like the biggest idiots in the world if they let a world-class talent at corner like Christian Gonzalez leave. Plain
Mhm.
and simple. Like this is going to get done. It's a matter of time. Don't sweat it. Think about other things with this team that we need to worry about. Christian Gonzalez is not one of them. Period. Signed, sealed, delivered. That's it.
Liam, I'm sure you feel the same way probably.
Yeah, 100%. This is a layup. This is as, clear cut and obvious. If you want to look like a genius, make a prediction on this. Like if you could bet on this, hammer it. Like
Hmm.
this is one of the most obvious signings. The homegrown talent is going to get the huge contract. Not a doubt about it. Recency bias. You can't even say the last game he played was really bad to give you hesitancy because he was fucking incredible in the Super Bowl.
It was
You
great.
have
Yep.
literally no ammunition in this besides an injury that happened in his second year and then a hamstring injury that happened last year. He's a fucking cornerback. That shit's gonna happen when you're running really, really fast. There's no way that this doesn't happen. And if by some act of God that the Patriots don't, for whatever reason, I think Al and I would have to, forego doing this podcast forever and move out to the Australian outback and live off the land. Like
The rainforest. You want to go with the rainforest, remember?
yeah, yeah, or the outback. No, everything there wants to kill you. But like,
No, they get you.
yeah, so does the rainforest. But like, yeah, I digress. Like, yeah, no, if that's the case, then we know absolutely nothing about football.
Yeah, I mean, I think it gets done. I agree with you guys. Just to kind of bring up points why it might not get done. Um, there were Robert Kraft had a couple comments basically talking about there's a salary cap, there's timing to sign these things, kind of doing the whole like businessman type thing. Basically what an owner should kind of say, like where he's more focused on the money aspect of it all. Then there was also people talking about how Vrabel's comments during the season where it's like he saw a switch flip in the Ravens game. So, of course, people twist that and say, okay, so maybe was he down on Gonzo before that game and then this or whatever? And Elliot Wolf saying that he's under contract with the Patriots right now, blah, blah, blah. Basically, just like a lot of stuff, just to fill a 2 to 6 radio host or, whatever, 9 to 8, whatever it happens to be. Just it's all talk show fodder. But I did just kind of want to throw that out to you guys. Like, I just don't see any way it doesn't get done because I saw people saying like you could flip them for higher picks and then get something. Got, Gonzalez is a success story. He's who
Yeah.
you would want to draft. Like
Why would you
you
get
did
rid
it.
of it in hopes for another success story?
Why create a hole? Like you did it.
Yeah.
You did the very tough thing of drafting an NFL player and having him be a Pro Bowler. Like you've done what you needed to do. Why would you now restart the process? No, you need to sign him. There's Vrabel doing the whole players coach. You get what you put out. The team gave some of the players their bonuses that they barely hit or whatever, that they barely missed last season. Like signing Gonzalez would be in line with all that. So yeah, I just Al, I know you brought up Robert Kraft's comments before. Like, did that change anything for you at all, or even it didn't even have me raise an eyebrow because I expect the owner of the team to come at it from a money aspect,
It, so for me, it did raise an eyebrow a little bit, but it was mainly like you kind of like go up maybe like that for just like a second because it's like
Not
Robert,
full the rock, just
I
like
I
maybe
love the
no,
degree of eyebrow.
yeah,
yeah.
it's like wait a minute, Robert, you're all about winning. You say you'll do whatever it takes to win, but then you're saying like, oh, we have a salary cap and everything. Like, who cares? Just like go out and win. Like you had 2 seasons in a row where you went 4-13. The year before that, you were 8-9. The year before Mac Jones's rookie year, I think you were like 8-9 as well. So
I think it was
like
8 and 9 too. Yeah,
7-9.
7-9.
7 and 9.
Sorry, with the 16 game season. So even
And
worse.
7-9-1. We tied.
No, there was 16 games still.
I don't know. Cam
Oh.
Newton sucked. I don't
But
know.
anyways, why in this case would you not spend money, especially after your team got back to the Super Bowl? That's the part that gets me. So like I said, just a little bit of a that's you wouldn't have expected that, but I think he still will do whatever it takes to help this team get back on top when push comes to shove. I think that'll be telling to all of us.
Mhm. Yeah, Liam, I don't know if you heard anything about those comments, but did that change anything for you at all or anything
No,
with him?
I think Robert Kraft's a crotchety, miserable fuck, and anything he has to say about the team, I largely ignore if it's not coming from Vrabel or a player or somebody directly, working for on with the team, not in Robert Kraft's capacity. Then I would probably put more weight to it.
Yeah. No, I agree with you with your Robert Kraft feelings. I'm not fond of him either, but yeah, I mean, of course he's going to say that, but I still think it gets done. I don't think it really matters when. I think they're just ironing out whatever the minutia of the contract is. Like, I don't care. Just as long as it gets done, I don't care when. It does not matter to me. number zero is going to be a Patriot for the next 4 or 5 years, probably. He's going to be the highest paid cornerback in the league until Devin Witherspoon gets his deal, probably. That's probably what they're waiting for. The Gonzo camp is probably waiting for Devin Witherspoon, another corner in the league, probably the only one that can rival Gonzalez, to see if he gets signed before him so we can base his contract off that. But whatever, he'll be here. Find other things to worry about. There's plenty of other things to worry about, alien invasions and whatnot. More comments. Just a quick one. Vrabel talked about a lot of things. Vrabel talked about the draft. He said that the kind of a blanket general statement, but a lot of people said, "Oh, this could mean something." Vrabel's open to moving up and down in the draft, whether it's in the first round, moving up to get someone, moving back, whatever he has to do. I guess kind of, do you guys have any thoughts about those statements? And he also said, using draft picks to get players as well, where, he's not, locked into draft picks. He'll give them up to get established players in the league, a la an AJ Brown. What do you guys take from just kind of that sentiment? And do you think that there's a chance the Patriots move up in the first round? Because that's kind of like what a lot of Patriots fans said. They're like, oh my God, he's going to move up and try to get like an Omar Cooper, like a Denzel Boston maybe, or someone, a wide receiver like that. I don't think they move up in the first round, but do you think the Patriots move up in the early rounds, and just kind of your sentiment on Vrabel being kind of willy-nilly with the picks?
I think he's going to be aggressive, and I think they're going to have a plan, just like they did last offseason for what they need. At 31, just talking the first round pick for a second, 31's tough because, yeah, it's a first round pick, but it's basically a glorified second round pick. Like, let's just call it like it is. It's the second to last pick of the first round. You're getting into that second round, that second tier guy. So, like, who knows who's going to want it? But who knows? Maybe they surprise us and maybe they move up like 4 or 5 slots to get a player they really want in the first round. But I
Mm-hmm.
expect them to be aggressive to get players that they really want to continue to build the youth and the foundation of this football team. So I expect aggressiveness and maybe even a firework, the night of the draft. So we'll see. I don't know what it is, but we'll see.
It could be something. Liam, how do you feel about all the comments and whatnot?
Well, what the comments tell me is that Mike Vrabel knows how the draft works. You can move up, you can move down, you can trade draft picks for players. It means he understands the rules and the structure, and that's how he answered the question. I didn't hear the quote. I imagine he had a snide tone in his voice when he said that.
Hmm.
Would I like the Patriots to be aggressive? Yes, because aggressive is usually implied to be a good thing. Not always, but it's usually implied to do so. Um, so yeah, like I for first round moves, I tend to think they probably won't. I think that's, just kind of an overrated move because most people only watch the first round and then they just check their phone for the second through seventh round.
Hmm.
So I think, if you make a move in the first round, it carries a lot of weight, but most of the time it doesn't exactly yield the results. There have been, few times when that actually worked out really well. Pretty sure the Cowboys or the Browns traded up to get Johnny Manziel, but the Ravens also traded back into the first round to get Lamar Jackson. So like,
Yep.
sometimes it's awesome and sometimes it's not. But yeah, I imagine they probably won't do anything in the first round if I were to guess. But after last draft, we fucking crushed it. The
Hmm.
odds of doing it again, remarkably low. But do I still have blind faith that we're gonna have a really fucking good draft? Yeah, because the sample size is one, and that one was a home run. So like,
Hmm.
I'm like, fuck, like you've given me no reason to not believe. So let's do it again.
Yeah, I think if anything, maybe they move up into like the third round or something. They got two fourth round
Yeah,
picks. I think that might
they'll
be where the
load up
movement
on middle
is.
guys.
Yeah.
That's what Vrabel loves. He likes
Yeah, I
the
mean
Robert
that's what Craig
Spillanes.
Woodson was. Yeah, Craig Woodson was a
Yeah,
fourth round pick, and look, he turned out to be great. So yeah,
yeah.
we'll see. And I think it's exactly what you said. I think people just want to latch on to anything right now because it is kind of a dead time until the draft. So it's like, listen, we either talk about the draft or AJ Brown, like one of the two. And like you kind of get tired of talking about AJ Brown, so let's talk about the draft. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know how. I think they'll be aggressive, Al, like you said, but I just don't think it'll be first round aggressive. That's
No,
all.
no, that's
So.
fair.
Yeah, we'll see where that goes. Kind of the last little bit, a lot of stuff came out from there about a lot of rules that were going to be happening. The main one is that what was it? The officiating department. One, we're going to be getting replacement refs this year, guys. That's kind of pretty much almost a certainty. The refs are going to be holding out. We're going to be getting the D1, D2, Walmart worker replacement refs. So that'll be fun. But I guess a rule that they passed, the NFL, for 1 year only, they're allowing the NFL officiating department to correct clear and obvious mistakes made by on field officials that impact the game. So basically, kind of like they have the Sky Judge right now, but what this, I guess, is going to be is more of like any sort of play, maybe. Like if it's like a phantom like pass interference call, they can call down and kind of adjust it. Like that's one of the things they can do. That's crazy. Another thing that they're doing, I guess, the whole like if you kick it out of bounds, the ball goes to the 50. They're going to be changing that, so to speak, a little bit because I guess teams found a loophole in there. A couple other things. Then the last thing is they're pushing for an 18 game season, which would give you 2 bye weeks, which the league wouldn't start a year earlier because I don't think that they want to start on Labor Day, but it would go a week longer, I guess, or 2 weeks probably longer because there's a bye week and then the week off in between the Super Bowl and whatnot. But yeah, how do you guys feel about an 18 game season? And then also just like the NFL kind of stepping in with these replacement refs and kind of being able to correct their errors. Kind of, do you guys have any thoughts about that at all?
With the 18 game season, I think the NFL is doing the opposite of what the NBA is doing. The NBA is coddling their players to the point of ridiculousness where they want to shorten the season. They allow all these rest times, they allow the load management,
Oh, it's bad. Yeah.
they allow everything, you know. It the at least the where it all started for me was Anthony Davis requesting a trade out of New Orleans with like 3 years left on his deal, and they fucking agreed to it. You should have told
Hmm.
him to shut the fuck up and play out his contract. And now, if a player says he wants out, like Kevin Durant did, like 1 year into a 5 year contract with the Suns, they just fucking let it happen and send him out. Like the whole thing is preposterous. So the NBA is coddling too much to their players. The NFL is swinging the opposite way and asking too much of them. I think I don't like the 17 game season. I love football. The extra week of football is cool. Don't get me wrong. Me as the viewer, I only benefit from this except for when I watch teams and players get loaded up with injuries, which seems to be more and more common as the years go on.
Hmm.
Maybe I'm older and more of aware of it than I was when I was younger and I didn't know every single player's name or I didn't really care that much. Now as I'm older, I'm like, this is getting fucking ridiculous. Like when Milton Williams goes down for 5 weeks, you notice the difference and you're really annoyed. Like, and I think it's going to be more of that. Like, injuries are getting worse and worse. The product on the field, I tend to think, is getting worse and worse. The
Yep.
quarterback play has gotten awful. The
Yep.
offensive line play is historically bad. Why are we? I understand why, I guess. It's a money grab. It's another week is untold millions or billions of dollars, whatever the fucking figure is. I
Every team gets
understand
an
it.
international game too. That's the proposal. So
Yeah,
money,
which like
money,
those
money.
must suck for fucking
Hmm.
players. You're like, yeah, I have to go play in Germany and then I fly back here and go play in Jacksonville. Like, oh, that'd be so annoying. Like, oh
Yep.
my God. Especially because, Germany, you're playing in Dusseldorf. Like, it's probably really nice. Then you go to Jacksonville. It's just a
Horrible.
shithole. You're like, why am I here? It's the
Horrible.
worst fucking place. But yeah, no, I don't like it. I don't like it at all, and I would be the biggest beneficiary of it being the consumer. But being any sort of unbiased here, it's terrible.
Yeah. Al, how do you feel about it? 18 game season is really the big one.
Yeah, 18 game season. I mean, more opportunity for football, more opportunity for the Patriots to dominate, which is kind of sick. And if it can get rid of some of those preseason games that are useless, like I'm all for it. Like two preseason games, that's all you need. And then get into the regular season, give us more football, let football keep growing the game like it has been internationally and everything. Like I'd be all for the idea. 100%.
Damn. See, I think I'm more towards Liam where it's like I think we're just gonna see more injuries. You know what I mean? I feel like when you take away a preseason game, it's like you're taking away another week where your body is not going to get used to all the hits and everything like that. So I just I don't know. Like it's more football, like you said, Liam. As a viewer, you're cool with it, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's not something that's going to come through. It's just where it's at now. Like they're proposing it. It most likely will end up happening next year, though. I would probably guess. We'll see what happens, but I don't know. Like international games, like it's just
Mr. Worldwide.
oversaturation. Yeah, it's just oversaturation. That's all it is. And every company, everything goes through it. Like I like professional wrestling, WWE, they're going through it. Oversaturation, too mainstream. They're losing sight of what made the product special and the product suffering. And I think the NFL is going to do that same thing. But yeah, but Liam, you got to bounce, right?
Yeah, hard out.
That's probably good because I want to talk to Al about the Red Sox real quick. Um,
Sweet. I guess it's a good
so
time then.
See
all
you,
right, man.
amigo.
See you later.
Later
Bye,
on,
Eagles
boys.
fan.
Pleasure.
Get out of here.
Always.
Go
Fuck
birds.
Philly. Jalen Hurts sucks.
Ugh, God.
Yeah, it's crazy that he's an Eagles fan. He's just
I know.
on the podcast. It's
Eagles
nuts.
fan first. Like if he was second, it'd be
That's
like
the thing.
whatever.
That's
Like
the thing.
it's so odd. But anyways, continue.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk to you real quick. If you are not a baseball fan listening, like you can probably dip out and maybe just skip forward. This is really going to be the end of it. Because this I don't really. Did you have any other Patriot stuff you wanted to touch on or you wanted to get to? Yeah, I mean, we already started doom and gloom with aliens killing us, so I figured we kind of go more doom and gloom. Where the Patriots won. I mean, the Red Sox won today, so they're what 2-5, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, whoop de
Yeah,
doo.
they had a cool, home opener. Everybody's all excited, home runs, Contreras, all that stuff. I know that last year they started 1-5 as well, and it was like, oh, but they were in it towards the end, and this team, Al, and you're more of a Red Sox guy than me, so I am going to throw it to you. But in my eyes, this team shouldn't be a let's start 1-5 and start in the hole. Like they fucked up the offseason, like brutally, I think. Like I know that we all tried to kind of convince ourselves that all the players they brought in would work, but this isn't the NFL. This isn't where like if you have one great coach, you can bring the best out of players. In baseball, you kind of need talent and you need someone to protect Roman Anthony. You need more than one good starter. Just kind of what are your thoughts so far just on the start of this? Sure, that like they were 1-5 coming into the day. They're 2-5 now. But what are your thoughts on the Red Sox before we get out of here?
So it's hard because a lot of people have been like, oh, the Red Sox suck. The Red Sox stink. They're not going to do anything. And I've been saying the same thing to people. Give them till the end of April because then you'll have a 25 to 30 game sample size. So I understand it. But look at what you did this offseason compared to off seasons in the past. Just last offseason, Mike, you made three really great moves that helped your ball club. You traded for Garrett Crochet, you signed Alex Bregman late, and you signed Aroldis Chapman to be your closer, and he was dominant throughout the year.
Big one. That was a big one. Yep.
A big underrated one. Now, granted, Chapman
Mm-hmm.
has his off the
Yep.
field issues.
People hated that signing, but it
I
turned
know.
out to be nailed.
Really
Yep.
good. Really
Mhm.
good. But, anyways, now look at the offseason you just had. You let Alex Bregman go because you thought he was in your back pocket, and he wasn't. You screwed it up. You played with your food, and eventually, it got taken away from you. So Bregman gone. You had Rafi Devers here last year, and you replaced him with Bregman. Like, and now Caleb Durbin's the third baseman. Like, this is gonna sound so whatever, but I don't even care. I don't even care for Caleb Durbin. Like, the guy seems like a good enough guy. He got his first hit today. That was great.
Yeah,
But
RBI single or whatever.
yeah,
Great.
broke his 0 for 20 start to the season. But anyways, it's not even Caleb Durbin's fault. This is all John Henry and Craig Breslow. Like
Mhm.
that's what it comes down to. You could have had imagine a team, right, Mike? Now imagine this. If they had just done these couple moves, if you had kept Rafi Devers and put him at first base, if you had kept Alex Bregman, and I'm going to go back even further, if you had re-signed Kyle Schwarber. Now imagine that lineup with
Oh.
Roman
Mhm.
Anthony and Cedar Rafaela and Meyer and Narvaez and Abreu, Duran. Now you got it. Now you have what I would consider a World Series or a bust type of team.
Hands down, dude. You could platoon Devers and Schwarber at first too, if you wanted
Mhm.
to.
You could.
With DH and playing first. Yep.
100%. And not only that, too, the pitching staff, I don't care what anybody says. I think it was a wasted opportunity that you did not get Joe Ryan at the deadline last year and in the offseason this year. You went out and signed Ranger Suarez for $130 million, who's a guy that's like a finesse pitcher, ground ball guy, going to get you a lot of soft contact, good in the playoffs. I get that. And listen, I really respect Tyler Milliken of 98.5 and Section 10.
Mhm.
But even him, with all of his advanced statistics, I'm like, dude, I get it. It's the new way of thinking, but I don't care. I'm old school with baseball until the day I die.
Yep.
It's
Me too.
just like I'm old school, but I also understand that like you hit the ball hard and it gets caught. That's not your fault. Like
Mhm.
it is what it is. Like if you're hitting the ball hard consistently, eventually you're gonna find a hole. But anyways, it's so tough because all these guys are like, oh, BABIP, exit velocity, oh,
Velo and bat
velo,
speed
and WAR and everything. It's like
war.
the
Oh.
the the comparison I always make, Mike, because listen, I love doing this podcast and I will do it as long as I can and as long as you guys will have me. But like you said, I'm a baseball guy too, and I know you are too.
Mhm.
The example I always give people: would you rather a guy make soft contact and get on base and have the ability to score runs? Or would you rather a guy that hits the ball hard consistently, but he's getting out more consistently? Which one would you rather have? You'll take the guy that's making the soft contact because he's getting on base, scoring runs, and giving your team a chance to win the game. But
Yes.
that's a minor point in this. The point with this Red Sox team, they are constructed for defense first. That's what they wanted to focus on, fix the defense, and they still can't fix the
And
defense.
they still suck. Oh my
Because,
God.
right, because look at your infield. Caleb Durbin, he looks fine defensively right now, but Trevor Story had a really good 2025. Can he stay healthy? Can he do it again? Marcelo Mayer, can he stay healthy for an entire season? He hasn't done it yet, even throughout the minor leagues. Has not stayed healthy for a full season. He got hurt last year. Wilson Contreras, nice little pickup from the Cardinals. But
Yep.
guess what? Is he going to be a 30 home run guy? I don't think so. And then Carlos Narvaez is fine behind the plate. The outfield, like Roman Anthony's a stud. Cedar Rafaela defensively is a stud, and he's gotten better with his hitting. And
Mhm.
Wilyer Abreu, I'll give him credit. I underrated him. He's better than I thought. So I'll give them that.
Mhm.
But when you look at the pitching, after Garrett Crochet, who is your guy that, remember last year in Yankee Stadium, you won game one. You were one game away from going to the ALDS, and you didn't have that number two guy. You didn't have that Joe Ryan piece. And I'm going to
Mhm.
keep saying Joe Ryan because
Joe Ryan was the guy. Yep.
they should have got him. And
Yep.
I think he's on his last year of his deal with the Twins. So if the Twins falter, I would be calling up and saying, "Let's get this done and let's get him in here."
Mhm.
So, and again, like look at all the other options: Suarez, Bayo, Sonny Gray. My God, Sonny Gray. He pitched well today. I'll give him credit. Pitched well in the home opener. I will give him that. But he's not reliable for the long term. He's
No.
35 years old on a 1 year deal,
No.
and
Connolly Early, who I like, I
I
think
like
he
Early
can
too.
be that guy,
Mhm.
but just clearly not yet. He needs to like grow into his adult body, it seems like.
Correct.
So you
Correct.
needed a Joe Ryan because then when Early gets there, then you have a great 1, 2, 3 punch. But now
Correct.
you just have a one punch.
I know. One punch.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, but still, it's sad because look at Boston sports as a whole right now, Mike. The Patriots just came off a Super Bowl run.
Hmm.
To get to the Super Bowl, obviously didn't win it, but still, we'll take it for the
Yeah.
last 2 years.
I'll take it all day.
Absolutely. The Celtics, a lot of people are picking them now to come out of the East and go to the finals in a
Hmm.
year that was supposed to be a gap year, in a year that Tatum wasn't even supposed to play. So
Yep.
that's going well for them. The Bruins are
They're
overachieving.
a plucky team. They should make the playoffs and they'll be
Yep,
fun. That's where they're at. So yeah, they're
exactly.
overachieving. Yep.
Right. And then you have the Red Sox, who people were thinking if they had a great offseason, they could take the next step. But of course, John Henry and Craig Breslow, they just can't do it. And you know what's sad, Mike? And I know I'm hogging a lot of the
No,
airwave here
that
with this.
I
But
wanted you to do this because you educate not only me to a certain extent, but anybody listening who is here
right.
for the Patriots, but you stay for the Red Sox. Yep.
Absolutely. Love that. Thank you for all you loyal
Hmm.
listeners that are still here. Appreciate you.
Hmm.
But again, look at the landscape of this team. What's going to keep happening is they're going to keep cycling through managers and general managers or CBOs, whatever you want to call it. The main problem is John Henry. And until he sells the team, until he can no longer run this team with his wallet, this is going to continue to happen. It's not like it was back in the early 2000s. It's actually funny, Mike. Before we jumped on, I was watching YouTube and I was watching scenes from Moneyball. And I was actually watching the scene where John Henry is talking to Billy Beane about bringing him in as general
Yeah.
manager of the Red Sox. And
Hmm.
I'm like, damn, imagine if Billy Beane was the Red Sox general manager. That could have been cool, but obviously it all worked out.
Yeah.
Point being, John Henry was hungry in the early 2000s and even into the 2010s to win World Series titles. After 2018, he was like, you know what? We won 4 in 18 years. I'm good. Let's worry about saving money now. And you know what? I'll give a hot take. Alex Cora might be gone after the 2026 season. That's my hot take. I think that
Yeah.
if they have a subpar year, they're going to find the scapegoat, and Cora is going to be it because they're not going to want to replace Breslow because Breslow's listening to John Henry, and John Henry's not going to, fire Breslow for listening to what he's telling him to do.
Yep.
So it's hard right now. But you know what? If you can get out of April, if you can get out of April around 500, a little bit above 500, you have a little bit of an easier schedule after early May. So maybe you can rack up some wins and then maybe you can get kind of in that conversation. But right now, take care of your wins at home, play okay on the road. And also, by the way, when you lost the Cincinnati series, then you got to go play Houston. I don't care. Houston is still good. They
Houston's very good.
they
Yep.
still find a way to be good, and they've lost like Carlos Correa before he came back, Bregman, Kyle Tucker. They've lost Garrett Cole.
Doesn't
They've
matter.
lost a lot. They reload. They just reload. Framber
Yep.
Valdez, another one. Like they reload. It's crazy, but don't hit the panic button yet. But what about you? Because I know again, I said a lot, but what are your thoughts about just everything that's gone on?
I'm one of the people who you said there's a lot of people out there saying that they suck, they're not going to do anything. I'm one of those people because to me, I'm so fed up with John Henry, like you said, that's what it is. And like even Alex Cora to an extent, and like he hasn't helped himself, but he also hasn't been put in the best position. But like I don't know, man. Maybe like you just need, I think you need a full, like kind of like a Patriots full regime change. Where like unfortunately, like you need John Henry to go too, but he's not gonna go. But like, I don't know. I think you just need like you need something at the end of this year. Now, again, talking strictly this year though, I'll do what you said. I'll wait till the end of April because maybe they have a great homestand and they already started off well. They won today, like we said. Like if you come out of this, or I don't know, end of April, you're a little above 500 or you're at 500. I don't know, like game wise, if they can be at 500. But either way, if you're there or a little above, I still love the Red Sox, so I'll still be like, all right, shit, I'll convince myself, just like I'm trying to convince myself that the Patriots are going to get AJ Brown. I'll do that. But it's still, I still go back to we shouldn't have to do this. Joe Ryan was out there. There's players out there they could have got. Like like it's not a like I don't know. Like remember the whole Juan Soto thing, and we all tried to convince ourselves that the Patriots, I mean that the Patriots, that the Red Sox were going to get him, and it's like
That was a bunch of
yeah, that was crazy too. But it's like we should have known because like they're just not going to. Bregman is great, but again, you're getting someone who I know he's still good, or you got someone who I know he is still good, but he's still on like the backside of his career. Like Crochet was really the only guy they got where it's like he's fucking right in it. Like get him. Cool. So you know what you do? Go get Joe Ryan too. Why not? It's an uncapped league. Like that's my thing. What it comes down to is if the owner wants to pay, which goes to your point, John Henry, is if the owner wants to pay, you could have gotten Joe Ryan or you could have gotten anyone else. But instead, you get Ranger Suarez, which, like, I'm sure a great guy and whatever. But he's not it. Sonny Gray, I like him, like you said, but he's older. He's nothing special. Like, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a way where like he's not going to be a stopper behind Crochet if Crochet fumbles. Which, by the way, Crochet a couple days ago played. They lost his start.
Yep.
You kind of want to bank on winning Crochet starts, and they couldn't do that, which goddamn. But like, I don't know. And then you talk about the lineup. Roman Anthony has no protection. And like, if you're listening here and you don't know what that means, it's like the reason Ortiz and Manny were so good, David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez were so good is because they backed each other up. It was, you kind of had to pitch to Ortiz or Manny because you had the other one following up. So it's like, shit, like, what do you do? You know? And then once you got the other guy out, it's like, okay, like, but then you had, Kevin Millar, whoever after him, but still, like, you need that 1-2 punch in the middle of your lineup, just like you need the 1-2 punch to start your rotation. And like the Red Sox just refuse to do that. Like,
I know.
love Wilyer Abreu, like you said, but he's not the guy who can consistently protect Roman Anthony.
No,
Because
it's
Roman
not.
Anthony, we all think he should be the next, like, the guy. But if you have a slightly above average guy behind him, pitchers are going to pitch around him. So it's just going to be frustrating. Like, I just want the team to be fun. And like today, they were fun. But for the majority of the short season so far, they just have not been fun to watch. Like,
Right.
it's just been sucky. And I did just want to get your take on the quick thing where it was the Sox had 2 errors in one play, and then on the next pitch, they struck the batter out and no one knew.
That's
How does that happen?
because they're the Red Sox, Mike, and they're not a well-run organization. That's the whole thing. And I'm not mad at you, obviously. It's just like it's the grand
But
scheme
no
of things.
one knew. The ref, like the ump didn't even know. That's the crazy part. How
You
does
wanna
that
know-
happen?
Because you want to know who would have known that? Alex Bregman. And this is somebody
True.
that
Yep.
and this is coming from someone that I hated Alex Bregman when he was in Houston.
Me too.
Thought he had the most punchable face in the world.
Still
He just
does.
seemed like such a cocky D-bag.
Mhm.
And you know what? I have more respect for him now that he was here for a season with the Red Sox and saw his leadership and everything else.
Mhm.
I hate him a little bit more now that he's in Chicago. But then again, he took a great deal for himself at the age of 32. 5-year deal for like 35 to 40 billion a year. I'd take that too. But again, you had that leader in place. You had that guy in place that can help you in those situations. Now he's gone. So again, you got to find a leader. Trevor Story, Jaron Duran, maybe like Wilyer Abreu, Garrett Crochet. You got to find that leader, someone that's going to, in those moments, step up and be like, hey, this is wrong. This is the right result.
Mhm. Yeah, and they don't have it, but I mean, who knows? Like we said, maybe someone will grow into it. Roman Anthony, he's too young to expect him to jump into that. Maybe Crochet kind of takes that mantle. You kind of hope Abreu does, and I don't know. I don't know. It's just it's frustrating. The Red Sox should be better, but yeah, I'll give it to the end of April, and then we'll revisit this again at the Detest of Liam and kind of see what's going on. But it's just unfortunate because now would be a perfect time for the Red Sox to come back and kind of, be one of those teams where it's like, shit, you have 4 enjoyable to very good teams in Boston. And it's like the Red Sox just don't want to participate in that. And it's very frustrating. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm still very high on Connolly early though. So he's my guy moving forward.
No, he is.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, so I have nothing else unless you had another thing you wanted to vent about with whether it's the Sox, Celtics, or anything. I'm good to get out of here. But did you have any other random shit you wanted to get off your chest, or are you good?
No, I think I'm good.
You see, this is just me talking to you. Kind of, you see, Luka's out for the year, maybe for the playoffs too.
I did see that. So get the Lakers out of here. So
That
now,
sucks.
I mean,
I'm never sad when bad things happen to the Lakers. I'm sorry, man.
It's
Like
fair.
I still have that beef with them. It is what it is.
Well, now it's the Nuggets, it's the Spurs, and it's the
OKC.
Thunder. Those are 3 teams in the West, and only one of them is going to come out of the West. So you don't have to worry about 2 of them. So that's good.
You know what's going? It's going to be Celtics and Thunder, and it's going to be infuriating to watch SGA play basketball. That's what it's going to be, and it's going to piss everybody off in the finals because I hate how he plays basketball, and I'm going to be so upset because I want to love the NBA, but I just can't do it because I fucking hate how he plays. But yeah, I got nothing else. So we spanned a lot of things. We went from aliens to football to baseball. So yeah, you got nothing else that Al for you, for me, for our moved on friend Liam. This was Tuck Rule Takes episode 224. We will see you guys next week. As always, if any big move happens, there will be an emergency podcast. But otherwise, we'll see you next week at some point, probably towards the end of the week, just to kind of give it some time here. But yeah, get ready for the draft. It's in like 2.5 weeks. So
Yep.
yeah, 20 days actually, because this is the third as we're recording it. The draft episode is going to be awesome, guys, by the way. Just letting everybody know. Like, come to Tuck Rule Takes for the draft episode because you will know everything you need to know about the draft. So just be here for that. So, like I said, for Al, Liam, I'm Mike. This was Tuck Rule Takes. We will see you next week. We're out. Sweet feet.
Sweet feet.